which was as a result of the success of Fiji water. And I was asked to speak at the American Express Luxury Conference in Miami 5 years ago. And there were 400 American Express people. They were there for 4 days at the Four Seasons Hotel. And the challenge was to decide what is the greatest luxury in the world. So luckily, I was the last speaker. And the consensus by the Friday night, the fourth day, was that the greatest luxury in the world was to have more time, more leisure time. And it suddenly dawned on me a thought. So when I stood up, I sort of took the air out of the room by saying, I can't agree with any of that. But what's the point of having more time in your life if you don't have your health? Your health is your wealth. So I got a standing ovation and everybody was happy. But when I got back in my car to drive home, I said, oh my God, Gilmour, you used to be an author and now you've become a critic. So I said, I put my team together, the ex-president of Fiji Water, David Roth, and my whole team. And I said, I want intense research. What that is not used today effectively can change the pattern. Now, when I was 70, I had a quadruple bypass. I have a system that just used to attract like a magnet cholesterol. I had the beginnings of arthritis, told I perhaps would only have a few more years to play golf. And then when we found that the study that you know well, that turmeric and ginger, but one thing I was remiss in our last meeting in Las Vegas is I didn't make clear why the two together. They are inseparable. Ginger is a catalyst, which means it's the booster element to make more effective the turmeric. But more important than that, I found everybody I knew and myself and our whole team that we learn to live with certain things. Our body, about 10 times a day, we learn to live with it, we ignore it, and that is nausea. That means it could be lack of hydration, it can be fatigue, it can be jet lag. I mean, there are 100 reasons why during the day, or food that you ate, that you feel a little bit nauseous, or you have a little bit of pain, ache here, ache there. Well, since I've been on 3 of each a day of turmeric and ginger, which I need because my body needed an intense course of it, I don't ache, and I'm only in my 88th year, of course. I'm young. But the point was that I don't have aches. So I apologize for that. It sounds ridiculous. I don't. I don't have nausea. I do like a glass of wine or two, and used to have a slight headache occasionally. No more. I haven't used an aspirin for a year. So something's working, and it's the only attributable habit that I developed once we developed it 3 years ago. So the boost of ginger is eliminating the nausea, helping with pain, but ginger is being used for decades for people that get seasick or air sick, that motion sickness. Well, that's what it was known for, but it's much more important than that. And as the boost to turmeric, it makes 1 and 1 makes 3, as far as I'm concerned. And that's why I'm so excited. And I've never been busier because Todd and Bill Our British market and our European market is just breaking loose. The Middle East has discovered that with their diet, of what they've been on through just the source of food that they have and the life they lead, that they're just buying our product because it's given them the relief that they thought they would never discover. So we're locating all kinds of additional ways to increase the crops because the demand is really up there. But we're giving you the pick of the crop, but we're expanding because of that reason.
It's fantastic. And I absolutely love that story about the American Express Luxury Conference. I think that story is foundational to why you founded this company, Wakaya Perfection, and who we are and what we're all about. And I also love the quote that you said, where you believe that Wakaya Perfection will be the greatest amongst all of your startups. You even said that you believe it'll be bigger than Fiji Water. Maybe you could share with us a little bit about why you feel so strongly about the future of this company.
Well, the Fiji Water was a great success, as you know. It became the fastest growing premium beverage in the world. It was because really the taste, the purity of it, the source, because if you knew the source of the few of the hundreds of bottled waters, you wouldn't want to drink them. But the taste, the purity, and the fact that it had 90 milligrams of silica, that's the only reason. I didn't even do a market study. I built the bottling plant right over the source in the mountains of Fiji, and it worked. It didn't need advertising. We didn't spend any time on advertising. We just made the placements. It was seen in every film, TV show, charity event. And because the bottle was so identifiable, it was a very easy process. But Fiji Water didn't change health patterns. So the point was with the American Express convention is that was the seed that sowed the beginning, the birth of Wakaya Perfection. And you might wonder why it therefore isn't in every store. Well, the world has changed in American marketing, as you know. You walk into a Rite Aid or a Walgreens or any of the big chains that have totally taken over from the ma and pa pharmacy that we used to know, which the family knew all about and could advise you, and you walked in, asked a question, and it was beautifully answered. Today, all those chains are managed by cashiers. You know, you walk in there, they're there to ring up the sale. And I did 100 times in various cities, Rite Aid in Los Angeles and Walgreens in Florida. And I'd walk in and say, please tell me where and tell me a little about turmeric and ginger. Aisle 14 is the answer. That was the total sum of the knowledge that they had. So that's why we've avoided retail. We've had offers many, many times to handle the product. But then the second thing that put us off and why we want to go the way you are marketing it, through knowledge and eye-to-eye contact to tell the story, because as I've just explained, the stores cannot do it. The cashiers, they're not salespeople or knowledgeable on the subject. So that was that. Then we tested a few of the products out there. I won't mention names, but for example, we found one turmeric product in mass distribution that after analysis was rice flour and food coloring.
Mm.
The crops in America and now in China and India, where ginger and turmeric are grown, because of the popularity of it through the years, were grown on land where the same square foot has seen hundreds of crops. So the soil is totally drained of nutrients. You just get, it's like asking your wife to have 400 children. It's, it's just unable to produce the quality that we do. And I had the good fortune in Fiji to have virgin volcanic soil, high nutrient. And and we put it to rest every other year so that replenishes itself. Whereas most farms, it's a cash crop. You've got to grow every day. So every year. So it's the quality of the soil, it's the handling of it, no pesticides, and no, so many additives find their way into the products of today that you'd be sick if you knew the story. So what we've got is the only one of its kind in the world. In fact, the ginger boosts turmeric and results in eliminating much pain, nausea, and reduces inflammation, which was my problem. I had inflammation riddled. As you pick it up over a lifetime, you start apparently, medically speaking, you start getting inflammation from about age 12 to 14. It's what you eat, it's the way you live, and just slowly, and that's what causes death. Well, touch wood, my life has changed because of these things, and that's why I like to share it, and it's a passion of mine.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Excuse me, Tom and Bill, for getting carried away, but it's a subject I love.
Not at all. We love it. We also feel extremely passionate about the ginger and the turmeric and everything that you've done to provide that and provide it in the form you have. So we love to hear about it. We can go on, and we do. So thank you.
All right. Well, I think I got one more question here, Mr. Gilmour. One, I just want to say that we love and agree with you, and we're excited that you're excited about our growth. We're excited about the growth that we're having now. We're even more excited about where we're going. I'm also real excited. I love hearing you say, 88 years old, no aches, no pains. And I would say to the Wakaya family, guys, when you're listening to not only an 88-year-old successful businessman, an 88-year-old successful billionaire, there's a lot of clues when he says that Wakaya perfection will be bigger than Fiji water. But also when you're listening to an 88-year-old tell you that he's got no aches and pains, there's a big clue there too for all of us. Because think about it, people, never mind at 88, people at 38 and 48 and 58 and 68 that can't make that comment that they're walking around with no aches and pains. And, again, we were just with Mr. Gilmour just a couple weeks ago, and he was up from the morning till late at night, and he wasn't sitting down. He was entertaining, and he was giving tours and giving speeches. And again, at 88 years old, my hat's off to you. Just amazing to see. And for other folks, I even used Mr. Gilmour against my father a week or so ago when we were at the Super Bowl, when I said, my father's having a hard time with the Steelers. I'm like, you know what? I was just with Mr. Gilmour. He's got, like 16 years on you. And he's running up and down compared to you. You got to start taking care of yourself and taking more of the ginger and turmeric. So again, I love both of those. I love all of those stories. So also, we want to make sure that we make mention while we have you on this Zoom that you're going to be joining us in May. You're going to be in Las Vegas. You're going to be at our Bula Bash. And obviously, we're super excited. And we know that the Wakaya family is super excited to be able to see you and hear you at this Bula Bash. But we also know that you are hosting a Billionaire Inner Circle reception that is by invitation only at this event. And this is going to be more of an intimate setting where they're going to be able to take pictures. I mean, there's different levels of this, and Mike Randolph just put it on the screen for people to see. And you're able to get into this Billionaire Inner Circle by being a bronze, which is just introducing 3 new people, 3 Paradise Packs, so that you can attend the Billionaire reception. If for those that get 5 Paradise Packs, introduce 5 new people, they are also going to receive a Billionaire signature bauble that also is going to also be at that Billionaire reception. And those that bring 7 in the month of February, they're going to be able to also attend a Billionaire's Inner Circle reception luncheon, again with Mr. Gilmour, where he'll be doing some book signing, and also he'll speak there and take some pictures. So again, we're really, really excited that some of our leaders are going to be able to spend some intimate time with you. And this invitation is something that we're hoping that our Wakaya Perfection family take real seriously. What would you say, Mr. Gilmour, to the Wakaya family that's listening to you tonight? What would you say to them to encourage them to stretch and to earn their place at this reception in Vegas?
Well, I think it's the job that needs to be done. I can't emphasize more. I've traveled 7 million miles in my career around the world many times, and I've seen the decline of health in every country. It's not just, I'm not picking on just America, but the obesity, the nutrition, starting at those early ages and through life, has been so fouled up, so many mistakes, that we've got a chronic problem in 2 things: health, nutrition, and education. They're all in just lamentable shape. And that's what we got to work on. And I'm so glad that you've taken now the key step into the preschool program. I'm taking that school you saw the other night to Washington. I sat next to Betsy DeVos. I know many of the government ministers on both sides of the aisle. And the question is, get the government to recognize the root of the problem is that early education. Simple. And at that time, we teach them about nutrition and the habits and the food to eat and the importance of it, because America cannot afford to decline in health or education anymore, because this country is in danger of losing its potential.
Love it, Mr. Gilmour. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much for jumping on this special Karubi Zoom. And obviously, we're super excited about spending more time with you at the Bula Bash. And again, I know the Wakaya family is excited about that. And I'll just say, you just listening to you speak about the Early Childhood Center, talking about the preschools, talking about the future of America. Again, 88 years old, not only going strong, but you still care. You're such an inspiration to so many people. You're still trying to make major changes in this world, and there's so much there just to be commended for. And we're so proud to have you as our founder here at Wakaya Perfection. So thank you again so much, sir, for jumping on our Karubi Zoom.
A great pleasure. Bless you. But just to remind you, your job, I can't think today of anything more important than what you're doing. It's the savior of this country. It's in total decline. Walk through the shopping centers of this nation. Look around you and see what's happened to the physical strength, body, and soul of the country. This can be corrected. Needs to be now. Illness can be beaten. Information. And it's just the ignorance of you, that you are the source of knowledge. Every day, every presentation you make, you're on the right side of everything that's good, and that is saving America from itself at the moment.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We couldn't agree more. Major, major problems out there right now with people's health, and it's happening to people earlier in age. And when you have a major problem like that, you want to have a major solution. And by you founding the company called Wakaya Perfection and us all locking arms together as this giant family, we can go out there and change so many people's lives. So again, we appreciate you and thank you so much, Mr. Gilmour.
Well, I'm working 7 days a week these days because between the school, Makai Perfection, and Zinio, which is trying to eliminate the disaster of printing on paper, but things should be done digitally. So I'm working harder than I ever did at 88, 7 days a week, and I encourage your team at your age to do it now. You've got the mission and you've got the desire. So please don't miss a minute. Good night and all the best.
All right, thank you so much again. And Wakaya family, you just got some marching orders from our founder, Mr. Gilmour. 88 years old. He's telling you he's working 7 days a week. He doesn't expect any less from us. We have an awesome opportunity here. We have the best products on the planet, and we can go out there and change so many people's lives. But guys, we got to he's put forth the effort. He's done so much work already for us. All we have to do is go out there, open our mouths, and share the message of Wakaya Perfection. So, I mean, just fantastic. So I don't know exactly who we're passing it to. It might be going back to Mike Randolph now because I know that we have a couple more special guests, but it's going to be hard to top that interview with Mr. Gilmour. I mean, when he opens his mouth, amazing things come out. And again, I hope everyone that got to be on this Kruby Zoom, and I hope you all press share. And I hope everyone listens to the founder of your company. I mean, there were so many golden nuggets that were coming out of a man that's had over 60 years of success. And he left so many clues right there. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what you're going to be able to hear and see at the Bula Bash in Vegas. So guys, make sure you register for that Bula Bash by the end of this month. Early bird is ending at the end of this month. You want to be there. This is the kind of information. And, you know, Mr. Gilmour, obviously, is someone that you want to be able to rub shoulders with, get your picture taken, you know, get him to sign your book. That's something that you'll share. I mean, think about it. However old you are now, how many conversations have you had with a billionaire? How many times have you taken a picture with a billionaire? Most people, unless you already met Mr. Gilmour at the last Bula Bash, you're saying, I've never met a billionaire. I've never taken a picture with a billionaire. I've never learned from a billionaire. I've never been in that intimate setting with a billionaire. And you have that opportunity coming in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I mean, I love it. No aches and pains, 88 years old, has a glass of wine here and there. And again, for him to go out there and tell you how hard he's still working to make a difference in people's lives at 88 years old, we can all learn something from that. So when you're thinking, I don't know if I want to call that person and share about the GT Core. Well, I know, you know, my cousin is sick right now. I know my aunts and uncles could use this. I know my friends, my coworkers, the people at church. I mean, I hear them all day long complain about their health and how they feel. Do I really want to speak to them about the GT Core? Again, think about what Mr. Gilmour just said. At 88 years old, he's sharing that message every day, and he's has an explosive business here with Wakaya Perfection with us. So with that, I'm going to turn this Zoom back over to Mr. Randolph.
Whoops.